Hey Lakeside, happy Thursday. Today's devotion comes from James chapter 1, verses 13 through 15, and it says this: No one undergoing a trial should say, I am being tempted by God, since God is not tempted by evil, and he himself doesn't tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when he is drawn away and enticed by his own evil desire. Then, after desire is conceived, it gives birth to sin, and when sin is fully grown, it gives birth to death. We see here in this passage that the cost of sin is death. And the Bible tells us that here, and it tells us that in many other places. And that temptation leads us towards that sin, which ultimately leads us to death. So as we apply this to our lives, what should we do with temptation? And the answer to that is we should run away from temptation. It should be your desire and my desire to be as far away from temptation as possible and not trying to toe the line and get as close as we can without falling into that sin, because it tells us that it's a slippery slope and we'll quickly give into that temptation, which leads us to sin, which the Bible tells us leads us to death. This week in your prayers, pray and ask God to help you not just toe the line with temptation and sin, but to do a complete 180 and run in the opposite direction and get as far away from temptation and sin in our lives as we can, not only for our own selves, but so we can be an example to the world. Have a great day, Lakeside.